Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Amherst. Nick Anastas, Lauren Lasaskis here at Souhegan High School, getting set for the quarterfinal matchup between Nashua South and Souhegan. It's the 4-5 matchup in this 8-team Division I tournament. A little rainy, although right now not too bad. It was wet earlier this afternoon, the turf field. Still a little soggy perhaps in some spots, but the good news is the forecast says we should be okay for the next couple of hours and are on schedule to get this one in. A ticket to the Final Four on the line. Both teams hoping to continue what has been a good season for each of these clubs so far. Nashua South, the number 5 seed, coming into this one, of course, under longtime head coach Tiki McIntyre. The club, a little bit of a rough patch towards the end of the regular season as they lose 2 of the final 3 games in the last week of the regular season, but they did end the season on a high note with a win over Keene. And all in all, the Purple Panthers 13-5 through 18 regular season games. Souhegan, after a back-and-forth start, went on a tear, won 9 in a row at one point, and wind up, again, as the 4 seed at 12-4. So this one, Lauren, should have all the makings potentially of an instant classic, and, well, you can tell the girls here are ready to compete in a playoff game.
Yeah, we have 2 great teams here with similar records. I think today in a playoff game, the possession is going to be huge. Lacrosse is a game of momentum, and possession plays a big part in that. I think they just need to capitalize on their opportunities and take care of the ball, and this should be a great game. How
do you handle the jitters, if there are any, amongst these players? You played in, obviously, several big games at Pinkerton and now at Georgetown. Is there a way that maybe you can put the implications to the back of your mind and go out in lacrosse? I mean, how do you handle the pressure of a playoff game?
I think the pressure of a playoff game, it can be tough, but kind of telling yourself 3 things that you want to focus on in a big game like this. The little things, just focusing on play by play, and I think looking to your teammates to not only get you excited, but to calm you down and kind of remember that you got your family, you got your teammates behind you to help you out.
What do you think it'll come down to today? What does it usually boil down to? Give us some keys to watch for.
I think within the last game, it was big on free position shots. I think those opportunities within the 8-meter and making sure the defense is playing it clean. And also today, like I said, with possessions, just making sure we're not having those little hiccups, the turnovers, staying calm, poised, and bringing a lot of energy and taking the opportunities that these teams have.
And, of course, this one, the second matchup, the first took place a little over a month ago. 12-10 was the final, and I mentioned the Sabres rattled off 9 in a row. It came after that point. That win kind of set off the win streak. Does that matter at all, Lauren, or is that too far in the past now? A month might as well be a year, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a while ago, but I also think, it was a close score in the end, and I think both of these teams know that if it was a close score then, it can be a close score again. So, yeah, I think looking back on that, it'll be exciting to see that energy again. Hopefully it's a close game and one of these teams will pull away.
All right, we've got a pretty good crowd already with a few latecomers still arriving. And, again, the sun trying to make an appearance, but right now shaded behind these gray clouds. A little chilly out, temperatures in the mid-50s. The stick check happening right now on the far side of the field. We'll take a break, get the starting lineups, and then the national anthem, and then game time here shortly coming up from Amherst. We'll step aside and be right back with our first playoff game of the season. It's the 2022 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And do you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company. It's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Stebbins. At midfield, number 9, Kylie Daw.
Back here in Amherst, starting lineups being announced to this growing crowd here at Souhegan High School. Nick Anastas, Lauren Lasakis with you. It's our live coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division I Tournament. It's the quarterfinal round, the 4 versus the 5. The winner advances to Saturday's semifinal. And, of course, a rematch of a late April meeting between these two teams, a matchup that was won by Souhegan by a final score of 12-10. Well, there's some college players on both sides, as we know. And, well, both teams have a pretty good mix in terms of classes. There's some upperclassmen veterans. There's some youngsters who are kind of cutting their teeth in real time. And obviously, Lauren, for the seniors, this could be it, right? This could be the end of their high school career with a loss. But if you're one of those players, those younger players that know you're going to come back next year, it's a chance maybe to stand out, right, going into the off season.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a chance to stand out, and what's big is remembering doing it for your seniors and doing it for those girls that this is their last shot. I think remembering that will help them play better in the end, is just focusing on their teammates.
Number 22, Alex Servin.
And again, as a leader, how do you make sure everybody is ready to go? Were you one of those vocal leaders, or did you lead more by example on the field?
Definitely was more of a vocal leader. I loved getting my team fired up, but I think you definitely have leaders that do a balance of both. Can get the team excited, but also can be poised and kind of show the example of what it takes to be at this level.
Well, Souhegan, 12-4. They won 9 straight before losing the regular season finale their last time out, and gets Portsmouth going to try and get on the winning track. We'll step aside here for the national anthem. Well, there it is, the national anthem here at Souhegan High. Doing a good job with the pregame festivities as usual, and we're ready to cook here on a Wednesday night. Temperatures a little cooler than we've been used to lately, right? We've had some summer weather over the last week or so, but again, showers on and off throughout the area, really up and down New England, and well, that kind of took the humidity away and chilled everybody out. So you see a lot of coats and hats here amongst the crowd, even a few blankets. But the good news, as we mentioned, no rain in the immediate forecast, so we should be able to get this one going without delay here. All right, Souhegan, as I mentioned, 12-4 during the regular season. They kicked off that 9-game win streak with a 12-10 win back on April the 30th over Nashua South, and went rolling right up until the last game of the season, where they were defeated by Portsmouth, who is the odds-on favorite once again to win the championship in Division II. Bedford at 14-2. End up potentially as the top seed, although again the championship and the Final Four both played at a neutral field. But you got the Bulldogs at 14-2, BG, the defending champs, at 15-1-1. Pinkerton, they've made a late push. Your alma mater, of course, 13-3, and they seem like they're hitting their stride at the right time. We saw them last week when they beat Nashua South at home, and then, of course, these two teams round out the top 5 with Pinkerton as the 3 seed, Souhegan at 4 at 12-4, Nashua South at 13-5. All right, the crew chief is Edward Frias. South in their road purples. Appropriately, the Purple Panthers will head right to left in this 25-minute first half. Souhegan in their home whites will head left to right. Here's a player who stood out the last time we saw Nashua South, Ella Benzekri. Just a sophomore, does a little bit of everything for this team. And as you mentioned, Lauren, going to have to be big in the draw circle.
Yes, definitely.
All right, the officials are making sure we're all set here. Nobody's moving early. Now the whistle is blown, and here we go. Underway in Amherst, L. Stevenson, the senior, headed to BU. Going to trot out of bounds here, track it down. A good effort, but in the end, South is going to get the first crack after the opening draw. And look to advance it here right to left. Short little pass will get it over the line. That's Karina O'Donnell, one of the freshmen. And again, one of the handful of really underclassmen who are playing key minutes for Coach McIntyre. Souhegan, a little bit of pressure here on the ride. South finally going to head towards the box and settle in here for their first possession. Just underway here in Amherst, as I mentioned, a good crowd. Couple of sports going on, it looks like. We got a baseball game going on in the background. And the parking lot was pretty full about a half hour or so ago. Meanwhile, the freshman, this is the senior, Kylie Daw, another great two-way midfielder. Short little pass taken top of the box. Madeline Mataluski given now some room, and Ben Zekri going to pull out. Defender giving all kinds of space here. South patient. How important is it, Lauren, to get a good look on the first trip on attack?
I think it definitely gives you a lot of momentum and confidence going into the rest of the game to have that first possession underway. I think definitely taking your time and using those opportunities is key.
Well, that's a good defensive play by Souhegan's Alice Serbin. Senior able to get a stick on that pass near the cage. Break up the pass, and now the Sabres. No problem here on the clear. They're on the attack for the first time, and now 2 minutes gone by in this opening half. Up top, Emma Kennedy, sophomore, got the step, draws the slide, runs into some trouble. Has to backtrack here on the near wing, looks for the cutter. Tough catch in traffic. That's Madeline Lim, the sophomore. And now behind the cage, Riley Devine, the junior. Well, you can hear the South players trying to communicate on defense. How important is that, Lauren, to have that constant communication out in front of the goaltender?
Definitely very important to be on the same page as one defensive unit. Everyone talking definitely helps everyone stay on the same track.
Trying to find a cutter there, nobody open. Devine behind the cage, and now goal line extended. Lim trying to make a move. Little give and go. Devine in the middle, shot disrupted. Devine going to follow her own miss, swoop back around, looks for another shot. This one goes wide. And now the goaltender out of the cage, winning the foot race.
Love to see a great
hustle
play. Great to see a great hustle play by the goalie there.
That's Kiera Walsh, the sophomore, who is now officially checked into the game after stopping those couple of shots from Devine. Meanwhile, a good individual clear here from Vanessa Reeder. Another one of these seniors able to escort it safely across midfield, and now a good split dodge down the middle. This is Marin Lowell. Lowell taking on the entire Souhegan defense before that shot went a little wide. It's kept inbounds by Caitlin West, another senior who's deep now behind the cage. Nearly 4 minutes gone by. South trying to strike first and crack the ice here in this scoreless tie. Surveying, nowhere to go, West. Finally gets the step, goes around the defender. A bouncing shot ends up wide, and again it's backed up inbounds by Sage Devins. Freshman for the Purple Panthers making a senior-type play. And again, it looks like Coach McIntyre wants him to pull it out and move it around here. What are we seeing here defensively from Souhegan? Looks like they're kind of okay with hanging back a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think both these teams offensively are also doing a great job of working off ball.
Meanwhile, that shot went in. by the way. Marion Lowell able to go upstairs. They're going to wave it off as the penalty came first. So now a free position shot for West, a quick whistle, and then that one goes off the post. You could hear the aluminum ding from up here in the press box. It's again hunted down inbounds. Long pass, hauled in the middle by Souhegan's Lim. Good play by the sophomore. Escorts it upfield. Emma Kennedy now with her first touch. Kennedy to her right. Pumps the brakes. Goes back up top. Pass dropped by Lim and now taken the other way. Good defensive play by Benzekri, the sophomore. With the clear. Able to weave her way through two defenders. Still on the go. Going to slow down now and get rid of it far side. Well, if you're Souhegan, you wish you could have that one back, right? Just a simple drop pass, it looked like.
Yep.
Nerves?
A little bit. I think it's key kind of on that transition if you're not going to push the fast break, making a decision early, whether to slow it down or to push. I think that will be important to get rid of those drops in the future.
Nearly 6 minutes in. Daw, again, given plenty of room up top. Benzekri now coming downhill to her right. Met by the defender, Sierra Kimball. Tries to push her out, lost her balance, and the ball. Souhegan the other way in transition. Pass up the field, hauled in by Mackenzie Kretzinger. Kretzinger to the middle, has Stevenson. Stevenson to her left, beats the defender, fires, and scores. Elle Stevenson, the senior, headed to Boston University. Showing you why there. She's got the home team out in front, 1-0.
You can tell Elle Stevenson has been a leader of the Souhegan offense, and you can see there she has very fluent stick work to be able to get her hitches in, get those fakes in, weave through that defense, and had a great finish.
So 1-0 Sabres. As Souhegan able to force the turnover on the defensive end. Pretty good clear. And then Stevenson, a good move near the cage, and the finish able to beat Walsh. Smile on the senior's face as she gets set to take the draw. So 1-0 Souhegan. On a transition goal with 6.5 gone by in this first half. Now Nashua South looks for the answer. This one up in the air. Going towards the Souhegan net, scooped up by the Sabres as Kretzinger gets to the ground ball. Now, both teams even at the draw circle, 1-1. Kretzinger all the way, and now a whistle. May have been an illegal defense there. It looked like the defender, Bailey Carroll, was caught between Kretzinger and the goaltender. Walsh ready in the net. Kretzinger charges, gets tripped up. And again, a quick whistle as she goes tumbling down to the wet turf. Not sure if a stick got caught in her legs there on her way to the cage, but yeah, the officials do signal a trip, so we'll do it again. Kretzinger just outside the 10-yard line. Going to fire a bouncer. Walsh, another stop. Dowd trying to fight for it. It ends up, though, with Souhegan's Natalie Highmark. Able to pull it away, secure the ground ball in a crowd, and now Souhegan another chance. Long pass, looking for the cutter. It takes one bounce right into the goaltender's stick. Walsh had her eye on it the whole time. Sophomore with the outlet taken near side. This is Daw. Daw with a good move, now coming up along the near sideline. South has played the clear game pretty well so far. A couple of short passes. They're going to reverse the field. Head to the far side now for Salil Dubois. Senior with a little jab step. Coach McIntyre trying to get everybody involved here on the clear. Reeder, the defender, is going to finally just bring it over the 50 herself. That's her second clear. And another good, patient press breaker there, it looked like, from South. Now the visitors trying to tie this game at 1. As O'Donnell slows it down, they go back up top. How much preparation goes into the clear? I'd imagine a pretty good amount, right?
Yes, definitely. Definitely want to be connecting on those passes, have you coming back to the ball, not just leaving your teammates to run it up. Lots of talk, just like in defense, to know where your teammates are.
South's done a pretty good job so far through now 9 minutes. Ben Zekri looking for somebody to get open. Short pass ends up being the option up top. Matalewski now in trouble, and a whistle. Going to go against Nashua South. Another takeaway by the Sabres. Alex Serbin giving the green light on the clear. Up ahead it goes. Kennedy with numbers and with speed. Kennedy to her right. And again, South caught out of position here. It's going to lead to another free position shot for Souhegan, their third of this first half. So 2 a moment ago from Kretzinger. Walsh 3 saves here early for South, looking for a fourth. Kennedy waiting for the whistle. Down the middle, the shot sneaks past Walsh for the goal.
That's a great shot. Got her hands up and free. Shot to that hip side on the post.
So Emma Kennedy, the sophomore, placed it, it looked like, just to the goaltender's left there as we get another look. Walsh a half second slow, and that's the difference. So nearly 10 minutes in now, 2-0 is the Souhegan lead as Kennedy's free position shot is tacked on to Stevenson's goal from earlier. So Stevenson and Kennedy, the 2 goal scorers so far, less than 10 minutes played. Pretty good crowd here, as we mentioned. They're continuing to file in. Of course, Nashua South not too far down the road. Short trip up Route 101A. Meanwhile, another ground ball. It's Kretzinger, scoops it up on the run near side. Gets knocked down. A push, it looked like, from Ben Zekri. And now Souhegan another opportunity here. Kennedy looking for some space. South continuing to talk defensively. Home team looking for our 3-goal lead here. 1-on-1 downhill. This is Stevenson off the pick to her right. Attacks the switch. Walsh again bats it aside. Well, Walsh seeing plenty of rubber so far, Lauren. Sophomore has given up 2, but has doubled that in terms of the saves with 4.
Yeah, so Souhegan's done a great job of getting those shots off, and I think it's just finishing like the last goal we saw to the pipes and taking that last second before you shoot to focus up. Goalie's done an amazing job stopping a lot of those.
Spin move, Kretzinger. Little jab step. Good defense being shown there. That's South's Marin Lowell. One of the better two-way players, the freshman. This one rainbows over the top of the zone. Stays, though, with Souhegan. A good backup by Devine on that far side. And now Stevenson up top looking to work to her right. Shot. Knocked down. Or did that go in? That's a goal.
That's in.
Hard to tell up here. That's goal number 2 for Stevenson. Able to capitalize from the near side wing. And Souhegan, as we approach the midway point of this first half, off to a good start here, 3-0. Well, Al Stevenson, we knew Lauren was going to come ready to play. The senior headed to BU, certainly knows what time is it, so to speak, and she's been the catalyst so far with 2 goals now.
Yeah, she does a great job there, setting up her right hand, starting left, great split left to right, getting those hands free and getting the shot off.
Certainly looks like a college player, right?
Definitely. You can definitely see that she puts in a lot of work on the offseason to get where she is today. Very talented player, and her stick work's definitely one of the best in New Hampshire.
And is heading to her head coach's alma mater.
Yep.
All right, future BU Terrier, of course, head coach McKinley Sabordoni played for BU as well. Meanwhile, whistle here, and the ball handed back to Souhegan. I'm sorry, handed to South. Ben Zekri given the green light. And again, the Purple Panthers trying to get on the board here midway through this first half, trailing 3-0. They've done some things here on the attack, but no goals to show. Haven't produced too many shots either, but they have kind of been able to slow it down and run their sets. Benzekri trying to weave through the middle. Had it poked loose. Good backup by Daw. And now Daw controlling at the top of the box. Well, what are some things you're seeing here from South that they can maybe improve on?
I think for South, they're very excited to when they get those opportunities they see, but I think they need to take an extra second to get the best opportunity and not just a opportunity.
Well, there's a good opportunity. Cashed in by the sophomore, Benzekri. Looked like came off the pick to a right and had the shooting lane there. Very good young player showing off the skill set and getting South on the board, now 3-1.
You can tell Benzekri's a leader out there at the top of the offense, directing her teammates and then getting those opportunities for herself, taking that lane to the right.
So Benzekri comes up with an answer a little over a minute after Stevenson's second goal on the other end. Well executed play there for Coach McIntyre. Benzekri taking most of the draws, most of the season. 1 and 2 so far today, going up against Stevenson. This one, again a foot race, and again it's Souhegan to it. Gretzinger starting to pile up the ground balls already. Coming middle is Kennedy. Kind of gliding through that defense, going to pull it back out. And now another opportunity for Souhegan to rebuild that 3-goal lead. We're past the midway point now, first half. Coming up on 12 minutes remaining. Souhegan looking for a one-on-one. Stevenson against Benzekri, possibly the two best players on the field. Here's a shot and another denial. Walsh, unofficially 5 saves here already in this first half. The sophomore read that one well. Souhegan going to keep it at this end and try and spread it out. Lim on the far side wants a one-on-one opportunity. The defender is O'Donnell. The freshman up for the challenge. Now Highmark. Off the switch, propelled back out. Defender now is Bailey Carroll, the senior. Gets the step on Carroll and goes upstairs for the goal. Well, speaking of freshmen, how about Souhegan's first-year player, Natalie Highmark? Freshman able to light the lamp. Going upstairs, looked like over Walsh's right shoulder. Souhegan has rebuilt their 3-goal lead. It's now 4-1.
Yeah, that's a great take by Highmark. Waiting on that two-man game on that side, being patient, and then seeing that defense open up and taking her lane.
So it took a little while for both attack units to warm up. But I'd say they're warm now as we're getting a little bit of a rhythm here, 4-1, with the 5 combined goals coming over the last 3+ minutes after we were scoreless for the first 6.5. This one yanked out of the sky off the draw. That's Lila Kimball, sophomore, able to reel it in over her head. And now Kennedy takes over as Souhegan looks to operate once again. To one of your points, Lauren, it looks like the home team starting to carve out an advantage there on the draw circle as they've won unofficially 4 of the 5.
Yeah, definitely. South definitely has had some opportunities on their offensive end, but they haven't had the ball these past couple of runs, so they have to come up with a defensive stop here to have that opportunity again.
Backdoor, Kennedy. Shot and score. Good reel in. That's Kimball on the receiving end. The sophomore able to pull it in. A little above and a little behind her in traffic to boot. Beats Walsh. And now back-to-back goals from Souhegan. They've got their largest lead at 5-1.
You can see how hard Souhegan's working off ball, especially number 8, Lila Kimball. She has had those cuts down the middle. Finally, that shot finished for her. It's a great job focusing up and finishing that one.
And it looks like they're getting production from everywhere. Stevenson leading the way with 2 goals, but we've seen Kennedy, Highmark, and now Kimball score as well. How important is that to have the production spread out a little bit?
It's so important, and you can see the leaders on this offense, but you can also see the younger girls stepping up and finishing those shots for their upperclassmen. And having the score spread out, there's talent everywhere, and it's not just one player that this South defense has to shut down.
This is a team that really blossomed over the second half of the season. Under Coach Sabordoni, they reeled off 9 in a row and were unbeaten for most of the month of May before falling to perennial D2 power Portsmouth in the regular season finale. Stevenson able to find her mark. That's a bouncer that goes low. Sneaks in just inside that far post and just outside of the right ankle of the goaltender Walsh. Stevenson with his first half hat trick. Souhegan with a 6-1 lead.
Another great shot by Stevenson, focusing up there. Again, her footwork, you can see how talented she is, splitting her defender.
Just 16 seconds between goals. Sabres have now scored, 3 goals in the last 57 seconds. So what was a 3-1 game is now a 6-1 game as we move towards the 10-minute mark here, first half. This one goes right at Dowd, who took her eye off it, unfortunately for Nashua South. Devine able to capitalize for Souhegan. And a whistle will give this back to Devine, and the Sabres once again come on the attack following the draw. Starting to build a noticeable advantage. They lost the first one, at least by my count. It was sought after and rolled out of bounds, but since then, Souhegan has been able to pull in every draw. Meanwhile, Kennedy, a good move and a good shot and score. Again, same spot. Low and away, and now it's 7-1.
Kennedy's done a great job on that side, looking up, having her head up, dodging, but also looking for her teammates, and catches the defense off guard there, takes her opportunity inside.
Well, Coach McIntyre starting to sense that this one may be getting a little out of hand. Timeout, Nashua South. Purple Panthers want to talk it over. But now inside of 10 minutes to go until halftime. And Souhegan has now scored 4 unanswered and leads 7-1. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. You wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast. Visit NHIPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks Showcase and Development for College Lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. By the Dead River Company, a full-service heating provider committed to keeping New Hampshire warm with propane and heating oil. Learn more at deadriver.com. And finally, by the Bean Group and Roger Howe Real Estate, your local professional for all types of real estate, residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties. Call 603-247-1583. Nick Anastas, Lauren Lasakis here on a rainy afternoon in Amherst, kicking off the tournament. Really statewide, 2022. It's going to come hot and heavy over the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow we're back on the boys' side. We'll be in Plastow, Timberlane, trying to get back to the Division II championship. They play a red-hot Hollis Brookline team in round number 1. Roger will join me on the call. We'll be live at about 5 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. And then Saturday, a doubleheader. Boys D1 quarterfinals. Get it going bright and early, 11 a.m. Pinkerton at Nashua South. Live from Stellos Stadium in Nashua, and then we keep it at Stellos at 3:30. Defending champion Bishop Girton playing host to one-time rival Bedford. That game at 3:30. So tomorrow, first round matchup on the boys' side in Division II between Hollis Brookline and Timberlane, and then Saturday, a D1 quarterfinal doubleheader for you on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, as we see Pinkerton at South and then Bedford at BG. It's all brought to you by Beals Insurance. All right, out of the timeout. South looking for a counter punch. Souhegan looking to continue to build on their largest lead. It's 7-1. Get a whistle off the draw. And this one is going to go to South. Purple Panthers definitely needed that one.
I think now for Nashua South, now they have the possession, is doing the little things, letting plays stack up on top of each other, using your teammates to find those open lanes on the offensive side and completing the passes on the clear. Souhegan has pushed out on this team on the ride, definitely making their job a little harder, but I think South can continue to be successful.
Dowd flips it over midfield. O'Donnell surrounded for a moment by white jerseys, able to avoid the defenders, and now they look for Benzekri in the middle. Gets off a good look. Benzekri scored South's lone goal back at about the midway point. It brought the Purple Panthers within a couple of goals at 3-1, but Souhegan with an explosion after that. 3 goals in a minute. They've scored 4 unanswered. And again, South trying to get back in this game 1 goal at a time as we head towards the 8-minute mark here in the first half. The cutter, Benzekri, can't reel it in. Pass a little off target and behind. Ground ball scooped up on the run. This is Serbin. Serbin in trouble, and Dowd able to take it away. Good play by the Nashua South senior. And again, trying to get everybody involved here on the clear. It works well here. O'Donnell in the middle. Little shimmy shake, nowhere to go. Top of the box, going to pull it back out. And again, the Purple Panther attack looks to reset here. Benzekri looks for a screen to her right. 3 defenders on her. The pass is knocked down. Benzekri recovers. And again, pulls it back out. Near side. This is Lowell, the freshman, giving room to roam. Now, if you're South, what's the best way to get Benzekri involved? It looks like they've looked for her on that cut in the middle, right?
Yes, Benzekri has great speed. She's getting open on her defenders. It's just catching those and taking the extra second to finish it. But I think they're doing a great job of keeping their head up.
Here's a low shot and score. This is Lowell, the freshman, Marin Lowell. Excuse me. A veteran play here, able to come from around the cage and go low. And now 7-2 here with just outside of 7 minutes remaining here in the first half.
think
And we
that
went
might
through
have
the
been-
5-hole. That was actually Caitlin West, the senior. Had the numbers crossed up. That was West. That's her first goal. And a much-needed response out of the timeout for Nashua South. So Caitlin West makes it a 7-2 game. And again, South showing some fight. Did a lot of things right on that trip, right?
Yeah, Walsh did a great job of, she looks like a feeder back there, but also knew where her defender was and took advantage of beating her on the crease.
Seems like the ball is really coming out hot on the draw control here. It's flying really right towards the wings. That one, no exception, went right at the chest, but a whistle here. And now a redo. This one goes in the air, a little more arc, taking off the short hop. Kimball trying to circle to the near sideline, is cut off, looks for some help from her classmate Sierra Kimball. They're going to reverse it. They do get the clear, and now it's high mark down the middle. Freshman, already a goal to her credit. Going to look for some spacing here. Trotting far side, goal line extended now. Kennedy swings it back up top. And they get it to Stevenson here on the near side wing, the senior. Already 3 goals to her credit to lead all scorers. Looks for a backdoor pass. Gets through the zone. Shot. Whizzes over the crossbar. A little bit of a chuckle there from Stevenson. That pass, they've gotten away from her. Ended up, though, with Souhegan, fortunately for the Sabres, and now they've got another opportunity here. Coming up on 6 minutes to go, first half. Stevenson out in front, shot, and score. Another great play. Stevenson using that height, it looked like to her advantage. Shoots over the smaller defender, beats the goaltender down low, has her 4th goal of this first half. Souhegan rebuilds their largest lead now at 8-2.
It's another great play by West. Looking up, seeing her player, but also keeping her defense occupied, still moving her feet.
So Stevenson, who's been outstanding. West has certainly looked good at times here in this first half, but Stevenson has been unstoppable on at least 4 of these plays. 4 goals to her credit, and again carving out an advantage here at the draw circle. Souhegan's going to switch it up. O'Donnell takes her first draw. It had been Benzekri up until this point. This one is still loose. Benzekri scoops it, but a whistle. Going to force her to give it up. A little bit of a push goes against Souhegan. So South with the restart. Trying to find a way out of the mess is Lowell. Lowell looking for the ball. Helped out by her teammate, Nevaeh Eppolito. Another freshman. Cutting her teeth in real time here at the varsity level, making a good play there, coming up with the ground ball. However, South trying to avoid the turnover in their own end. Du Bois able to track it down. The goaltender going to help out. Walsh out of the cage. Pass low and behind Daw. Is it still in bounds? No. Good effort by Eppolito, but again, she was out of bounds. Quick restart. Souhegan, they've been looking to push here, playing with some tempo. They scored their first goal on a transition opportunity. And have had their foot on the gas pedal, so to speak, ever since. We move inside of 5 minutes now to go until halftime. Souhegan threatening to extend this 6-goal lead. I think the Sabres going to pull it way out here, looking for as much space as they can get. Stevenson just took off in a sprint without the ball behind the cage. They go to Kretzinger now behind the net. Kretzinger circles around, shot, knocked down by Walsh. Walsh out of the cage, foot race, far corner. Goaltender gets to it. Got the step in front of Dowd, or Devine, trying to circle away from Devine, a whistle. And a call goes against Souhegan. Another good play by Walsh, sophomore goaltender. Trying to do what she can to keep her team in the game. At least 6 saves here in this first half. Du Bois, rainbow pass near side. South trying to handle the clear. O'Donnell reverses direction. High mark all over. Flips it ahead. Good catch by Lowell. Lowell to her right, the freshman. Coming downstream now. Lowell into the box. Lowell to her right. Good split dodge. Lowell had it poked loose. Ball loose near side post. Collected around the knee by Benzekri. Benzekri back middle, comes off the post. Picked up on the switch. And the Souhegan defense a little too physical there. We get a whistle. And now a free position shot for Benzekri. I believe it's the first for Nashua South here in the first half. Benzekri shot and score. Well, that's her second goal. And Nashua South trying to put something together here late in this first half. They're back within 5 now at 8-3.
Benzekri does a great job there. Quick off the line. Has a fast shot right away. Is able to put it away.
And a good job of drawing the whistle, right, to get into that position.
Yep.
So 8-3. Each team now has scored on a free position shot. Souhegan with 3, all very early in this first half, and then Ben Zekri able to capitalize on Nashua South's lone free position shot. Another win at the draw circle for Souhegan. Kimball, the sophomore, with the ground ball for the Sabres, and now Kennedy in a full sprint to her right. Looks for a one-on-one here on the near side wing. We're inside of 3 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime, we'll look back at the first half. Full recap and scoring summary. It's a shorter halftime, as we know, on the girls' side, just 5 minutes. We'll take a break, get you caught up, and get set for the second half. That's all coming up at halftime. Meanwhile, Kennedy is knocked down here by the freshman Lowell, who shows some good sportsmanship by helping her back to her feet. Kennedy in the middle, high mark on the charge, shot and score. Well, Highmark has looked good. The freshman looked like had her mind made up on that one, attacking the heart of the defense, beating Walsh. Souhegan adds another, and it's now 9-3.
Kennedy's been doing a phenomenal job of keeping her head up, connecting those passes with her teammates, and giving them a great opportunity to get a great shot off right in the middle of the 8.
Unselfish on that one. And Highmark does the rest. Her second goal of this first half. Meanwhile, South going to go back to Ben-Zekri in the draw circle. Ben-Zekri trying to direct traffic here with her teammates on the wings. Stevenson has been a stalwart for Coach Sabordoni. He's taken all the draws so far here in this first half. 9-3. Ben-Zekri going to win that one. Wins it cleanly off to her right. Here she is in transition. Going to slow it down, and once again, South looking to operate here with inside of 2 minutes to go until the break. Dowd trying to shake off the pesky defender Kimball, who's with her step for step. Purple Panthers will try their luck on the far side wing. The touch for Morgan Uzandonovich, another young player, just a sophomore. Member of this talented sophomore class. Behind cage, West trying to back down Lim. Shot goes off the side of the cage. Scooped up by the Souhegan goaltender Shannon Hargreaves. And the senior finds the outlet pass to her left. Souhegan left to right. Coming up on 1 minute remaining in this first half. Pass taken in the middle. Kretzinger met by Ben-Zekri, forced out. And now Stevenson in no hurry at the top of the box as Souhegan looks to operate. Clock down to 45 seconds. Kennedy looked over at the home sideline at Coach Sabordoni. Not sure if Souhegan wanted a timeout there. They're going to let it play. Stevenson okay with that here on the near side wing, down to 30 seconds. Stevenson back middle, flipped over to Highmark. South continuing to communicate defensively. Highmark trotting here near side. Down to 15 seconds. Souhegan going to have to hurry now. Kretzinger behind the cage. Wrap around. Up top, Lim is wide open. The catch. And then the illegal defense. It's what Souhegan wanted. Just inside of 8 seconds remaining here. Lim with the fourth free position shot of this first half for Souhegan. Looking for a first goal, and she'll get it. Lim goes upstairs. And that's exactly, I think, what Souhegan was hoping for. They wind down the clock. Now just over 5 seconds remaining. They get the 8-meter shot they were hoping for. and they've got their largest lead now on the board at 10-3.
It's a great job by Lim, having awareness once she caught that ball in the middle to know to crank for that shooting space and is able to capitalize on the line.
So Lim, the sophomore, with 5 seconds left, adds another free position shot for Souhegan. And it's been a good first half for the 4th-seeded Souhegan Sabres, a 10-3 lead on the board. They've won the majority of the draws. They've drawn a number of free position shots, and they've punched up 10 goals in this first half. Kretzinger wins the battle on the wing, and that will bring us to halftime here in Amherst. Souhegan, red hot during the month of May. They won 9 in a row at one point before losing in the regular season finale to Portsmouth, but all that's in the rearview mirror as they look to get back to their winning ways, and so far, so good. 10-3 at halftime, Lauren, and, well, it looked like Coach Sabordoni could check off a bunch of things that they did well in that first half.
Yeah, definitely. It's great that the offense is executing, running their plays. You can see they work a two-man game up top, sort of a weave up wide on the 12. But it's also Kretzinger coming up big on all of those on the draw circle, getting those possessions for their team has been huge in this first half.
All right, we'll take a break, come back, and we'll have the second half here for you momentarily. Coach McIntyre in that South huddle trying to figure some things out to get the Purple Panthers back in the game. Can they do it, or is this Souhegan's day? We begin to find out second half on the way. You are watching coverage of the 2022 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Field Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And do you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company, it's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Start of the second half here in Amherst. Souhegan looking good here in this quarterfinal matchup, leading Nashua South by a score of 10-3. Nick Anastas, Lauren Lasakis with you. The winner survives and advances to Saturday's semifinal, where they most likely will face Bedford. The tournament underway. Get you some scores in real time in just a moment, but let's look back at that first half. We went, about 6 or so minutes scoreless, and then Souhegan got a transition goal. L. Stevenson, first of 4 in that first half for the senior, put the home team out in front 1-0. 2 more from the Sabres. Emma Kennedy, a moment later on a free position shot, and then Stevenson's second. Built up a 3-0 lead for the home team. South got on the board with sophomore Ella Benzekri. Made it 3-1. But then a big counterpunch from the Sabres. They score 3 goals in less than a minute. Natalie Highmark, the freshman, Lila Kimball, and then Stevenson's hat trick made it 6-1. Emma Kennedy checks in again with her second. Just inside of 10 minutes to go in that first half, and that was enough for Coach McIntyre. South had to call a timeout. With the score at 7-1 at that point. South responded, scoring 2 of the next 3. Caitlin West, Benzekri's second, broken up in the middle by a fourth from Stevenson of Souhegan. 8-3 at that point, and then the last 2 go to the Sabres as well. Highmark's second, Madeline Lim, with just 5 seconds on a free position shot. And that's where we are as we begin this second half. 10-3 Souhegan, enjoying their largest lead of the afternoon. Nashua South, a lot of work to do, a big hill to climb, Lauren, but we did see at times in that first half the Purple Panthers do some good things on offense.
Yeah, definitely. I think the story for them this half is to be poised and patient on their offense, keep working that Souhegan defense, and finish on the opportunities that they do have.
Other scores from this quarterfinal round tonight. Pinkerton, no problem so far, at 12-1 lead over Dover. That game just underway in the second half, already a running clock, so it looks like the Astros, who had a great month of May, are on their way to yet another semifinal. This the first under a new head coach. Coach Bork Blair replaced longtime head coach Rob Daziel this past offseason. And you were saying off air, you love playing for Coach Daziel, right?
Yep, he was the best.
But Coach Katie Bork Blair has got Pinkerton right where they're used to being, kind of picking up right where the old ball coach left off in her first year on the sideline. Meanwhile, 2 minutes gone by now, second half. The lights are on and getting more and more necessary. Sun is out somewhere. It's been overcast all afternoon. And again, rain is coming back later on tonight from what we understand, the latest forecast. But it should be good the rest of this second half here in Amherst without any more wetness. Meanwhile, if you're the Sabres, Lauren, right, you get a 7-goal lead, early second half. How aggressive are you on offense with the ball?
I think they're still hungry. It's a playoff game to get those goals in, but they can play a lot more relaxed now, take their time, get those opportunities, and share the ball, get some different scores in there.
Well, here's a different score. It's Kretzinger. Wrap around along the near post. Looked like a little bit of confusion defensively. Kretzinger able to take advantage of the senior with her first goal of the game. Now 11-3, Souhegan.
Great job by Kretzinger. Keep coming around the crease, not shooting too early, getting fully around, getting her hands free, and getting that shot off.
So Mackenzie Kretzinger, who has played well not just today, but all season long for Coach Sabordoni, lights the lamp here with just about 3 minutes gone by since halftime. And again, that lead continuing to grow larger and larger for Souhegan. Second meeting between these two teams. They closed out the month of April with a head-to-head matchup that was won by Souhegan by a final of 12-10, a very competitive game. And again, that kind of fueled the turnaround. Sabres won 8 more after that, won 9 straight going into the regular season finale, but Portsmouth, as they usually do, proved to be too much. The perennial D2 champs in their final season, by the way, in Division II, handing Souhegan their 4th loss of the regular season. So the Sabres close it down at 12-4. Good enough for a number 4 seed in this year's 8-team tournament. Meanwhile, another whistle against South and another free position shot on the way for Souhegan. Charging straight to the net is Kretzinger, and she's got her second straight goal.
I think South there has been getting caught up on shooting space with them coming down in the transition. I think they need to get on their hands a little bit more on Souhegan, give them that pressure a little bit more coming down so they don't have those opportunities.
Basically got to tighten up a little bit, right?
Yep.
That's now 1, 2, 3 free position goals for the home team. Kretzinger scored both goals here in the second half for Souhegan. And now a 12-3 lead is on the board. Well, Souhegan, you can see, got a little bit of an advantage, Lauren. They've got a lot of seniors, or more seniors, we'll say, than Nashua South, and a little bit more physically developed, it looks like, as well, right? There's a lot of tall players out there, well-coordinated, strong. As we said, especially in the case of Stevenson, looks like an NCAA player. A lot of raw talent, mature talent, right, for Souhegan to work with.
Definitely, and I think South, it's very impressive to see players like Bedzeki, who have definitely shown that she can just play at that level, and she's only a sophomore. So it'll be great to see how she comes into her own as an upperclassman as well.
Yeah, I'd say the future is definitely bright for Souhegan. A 13-5. I'm sorry, for South. Well, for both, but South, given the amount of youth on the roster, they win 13 regular season games. And, well, this sophomore class getting better game by game here, and we've seen some good things with Benzekri really at the head of that pack. Visitors trying to get one with now 4 minutes gone by second half. Hoping to keep this thing close. Benzekri with a split dodge draws a whistle. All right, she scored twice in that first half. One was on a free position shot from basically the same spot, just outside the 10-yard line. One-on-one with Hargreaves here, if she can get it off. Benzekri charges Fires and scores. Well, went all the way to the cage there. Showed a pretty good feel for it. Released it at the last second. Beats Hargreaves to her right. Hargreaves, excuse me, and it's now 12-4.
She did a great job there, baiting her defense to give her the opportunity on the free possession to the right, tucking under to get that call for her, and then again finishing on the line, tucking under the defense and bringing it all the way to the crease to finish that shot.
Now, how do you know what you're going to do? Does it depend on how far out you are? Does it depend on the team you're playing, the goaltender?
I think.
Are those decisions made on the fly? I mean, what goes into your head upon taking a free position shot?
I think for a free position shot, kind of to each their own. You have your strengths and what you have in mind. Your quick first step, getting your hands free, getting that shot on, but it's also reading the defense, how they're going to collapse on you. Like in that situation with Benzecchi, she kind of knew. Defense came right on her, and she did a great job pulling under and going closer to the cage.
Oh, deja vu. Same spot. Benzecchi trying to cash in again. Again goes to the cage. This time Hargreaves is ready. Rejected at the last moment. South with a good backup trying to fire off another. Nowhere to go, though, for a dancing Lowell. The freshman going to pull it back out. Good defense up top there by the Sabres. South within 8, just over 5 minutes now gone by, second half. Near side, this is Matalewski. Had it popped out. The defender, Kimball, let her go. Matalewski able to recover. Now behind the cage, West. Closed out by Kimball, far side. West with a drop step. Kimball trying to force her out, and now drives her back behind the net. Good piece of defense there. Seems like Souhegan's defense has been pretty solid this afternoon. They've kind of allowed South to do what they want on the perimeter, but they've forced enough turnovers and have limited the amount of shots the Purple Panthers have taken, right?
Definitely. You have some young defenders on the Souhegan team. Allison Jordan, number 6, does a great job of talking, keeping her defense together as a unit, and really stepping out. She's shown great pressure on these talented Nashua South attackers.
Souhegan okay with a little bit of catch going on in the perimeter here as the clock continues to tick. Now 6.5 gone by. Here's a power move by Dowd. Knocked down on the shot, which was again set aside by Hargreaves. Loose ball goes to Matalewski. Good change of direction. Goes all the way to the cage, but can't get it off. Hargreaves closes the door. Centering feed knocked down by the goaltender, and Hargreaves has the steal. Good piece of goaltending there for Souhegan's Shannon Hargreaves, the senior. Put together a solid performance here in this quarterfinal. Now trying to direct the clear. Kimball near midfield, eyes downfield, pass broken up. Loose near side. Stevenson is in the hunt. Trying to scoop is Sierra Kimball. And Kimball the elder couldn't quite fit it into the stick here along the near sideline. Turned over back to Nashua South. Good hustle both ways.
I think both teams have done a great job between the 30s, fighting for every single one of those 50-50 balls and pushing each team to get their hands free and work hard on those clears.
Well, here's a good job by the Ride. Devine forces the mistake, comes up with the ground ball. Devine going to circle around the net back to the near side, and Souhegan looking to settle in once again on the attack. High pass for Highmark, who is knocked down on the catch. Good takeaway by Dubois for South. Flips it back over to Walsh. Walsh now with some breathing room for South as again they look for the clear. Just over 8 minutes gone by, second half. South, they've been patient on the ride, or on the clear rather. Not too many turnovers. The last one notwithstanding, and I think I just jinxed her. Good steal by Devine, a good one-on-one play to take it away from Bailey Carroll. Now Carroll defensively is going to give Devine some room in turn behind the net. Devine looking to direct traffic, walking unabated behind the cage. Well, if you're Nashua South, at what point do you become a little more aggressive and take a little more chances defensively, given you're down 8 with the clock starting to tick down towards the midway point of this second half? Do you adjust anything defensively in your approach?
I think they could definitely pressure out a little more, but it is tough because, like we see right now, you don't want to give up too many 8 meters with these strong players. So it's that balance of having enough pressure and kind of forcing Souhegan to get a little bit uncomfortable, but also playing it safe and playing smart.
Kretzinger looking for the hat trick. Goes right to the cage. A little bit of contact there on the release. Lost her goggles. Didn't matter. Kretzinger, all 3 goals in this second half. Souhegan again by 9, 13-4. So Mackenzie Kretzinger played pretty well in that first half. Didn't register a goal, but factored in on several plays.
It's great to see her come in and finish like that on these plays. She's such a hustle player, and you can tell every time on the circle and getting those draw controls, she's helped her team immensely to the lead they're in now. So seeing her put some away is really rewarding for her as a player.
She had a number of ground balls, particularly on the draw, to your point. And another one of these seniors that can step up, right? I mean, we talked about the balance. Kind of a senior-heavy team here with Souhegan. When you look up and down the roster, there's a bunch of seniors that have stood out today and all season, but especially with your back to the wall in a playoff game, right? You kind of rely around your other classmates in a spot like that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, South looking for an answer. Benzekri knocked down hard, landed hard on that turf. Right knee driven into the ground. Sophomore showing a little toughness. You're going to look there. Benzekri has held her own. 3 goals, 3 of the 4 for Nashua South. The other scored by Caitlin West back in the first half. A little bit of a breeze. Temperature dropping a little bit, right around 50 degrees here. A wet day earlier. Rain has held off so far. Making our way towards the midway point second half. Nick Anastas, Lauren Lasakis with you. South has trailed throughout. Souhegan got on the board first. Elle Stevenson cracked the ice about 6 minutes in and had a dominating first half, scoring a game-high 4 goals. Her classmate, Mackenzie Kretzinger, has picked up the slack here in the second half for the home team with 3 goals. Meanwhile, here's a good play by Serbin. Defender. In a foot race out in front of a crowd, able to clear it along the near sideline for Souhegan. Good play.
Souhegan's defenses had nonstop pressure on South's offense, definitely making it challenging for them to make their plays, kind of making them uncomfortable, and have come up with some big ground balls, some big takeaways.
And it's been hard for South to get really in any kind of a consistent rhythm on the attack this afternoon. Got to credit Souhegan.
Yeah, with the limited possessions they've had off the draw control, they definitely need to slow it down, take their time on the offense, and the defense has definitely pressured them to make that happen.
You know, this pass went through the zone, backed up by Lim. And now you can hear Coach Sabordoni from the sideline trying to issue some orders for Souhegan, waving a right arm. Want to come back here near side. Goal line extended. Kretzinger, a beeline to the cage. Got bumped. And lost it. Not sure what that call was.
Yeah, I think she kind of lost it there. It might have been a charge.
Must have been, because they're giving it to South. So the restart Allows DuBois to get rid of it. Flips it up ahead. Dog going to reverse it back to DuBois. And now a touch for West. Or not West, Walsh, rather, the goaltender. Outlet, far side. This is O'Donnell, who's going to come middle. Going to score the ball across the 50. 4 white jersey defenders, though, in the area. A little too aggressive was Kretzinger. And now O'Donnell is given safe passage inside the 30. Meanwhile, coming middle, looking for her own shot. That is good. Morgan Uzdanovich, the senior. She's going to go out. She's going to go out with a bang. A goal for South. A little bit of a jig in celebration after the goal. 13-5 now with inside of 12 minutes to go in regulation.
That's a great read by Morgan, feeling the defense on her back, rolling back to the inside, and putting that away. It's great spatial awareness.
Again, just something that you got to kind of feel out in real time, right?
Yes, definitely.
Well, Uzdanovich kind of quiet up until now. And a good time to come alive for Nashua South as they look to fight here. Trailed by as many as 9, as they did a moment ago. Of course, a 10-3 gap at halftime. Souhegan 2 right away to begin the second half. 2 more to push the lead up to 12-3. But now South has scored 2 of the last 3. Benzekri, Uzdanovich. Kretzinger, all 3 goals in the second half for Souhegan. So 13-5. And now just past the midway point, second half. South, another draw, circle win. They go up ahead, and it's denied. Hargreaves shuts down West at the net. A great one-on-one save, and then going to be given some room here off the whistle. You get another look at that stop. Excellent save above the head by Hargreaves. Both goaltenders have looked pretty good in this one.
Very good. You can tell the goalies are reading the players that are shooting. Kind of they know their tendencies and have picked up on it throughout the game and have made big stops.
How much scouting goes into that kind of a thing at the high school level?
It's a lot at the college level. I think at the high school level, you know the big players and you know what tendencies teams have, but I think it's more of in-game as the game goes on, knowing which players are playing like what and how the team operates.
Meanwhile, that shot shut down. Devine, not sure if it hit the crossbar or if Walsh made an overhead save. Either way, Walsh, another. Unofficially 6 saves in that first half. Been under siege at times today, but another heads-up save there. South giving the ball off the restart, but pass gets away on the near side from O'Donnell. Try to swipe at it, keep it in bounds, does so, but to the other team. Kimball there for Souhegan. Meanwhile, at midfield, Highmark is knocked down. Pretty good hit there by Lowell, and now slow to get up is Highmark. Well, the game's taken a more physical tone in this second half. We saw Nashua South's Benzekri land pretty hard on her right knee, and then we see Highmark in some pain as she gets back to her feet.
Yeah, I think both teams, especially South, is going to get more physical towards the end of this game, but both teams definitely have had no letdown the whole game, both pushing 100%. Like I said earlier, fighting for those 50-50 balls and playing with a lot of heart.
That is the game's first penalty. As we see the freshman over there in the penalty box. So an advantage on the field now at the 10-minute mark for Souhegan. If they can capture the ball. South takes it away right away. And now looking to push transition. Pass deflected. Knocked down in the middle. Another whistle. It'll stay with the Purple Panthers. Souhegan scrambling, trying to get back defensively there in transition. Committing a little bit of a nudge. Maluski Downhill, Daw, stripped from behind, good defensive play. Lim able to take it away, come up with the ground ball, and now draw the whistle. A little too aggressive was Daw trying to catch up. So Lim forces the turnover. This is Kennedy on the clear. Sophomore looks in front. Stevenson can't pull it in. Pass a little behind her. Meanwhile, Daw knocked down. Lost her stick as well. A little slow to get up. Souhegan gets to the ground ball. And now we have a whistle and I believe a timeout coming from the home sideline with just inside of 9 minutes remaining in this second half. Sabres going to use their first timeout and look to, I think, calm the team down here. They got an 8-goal lead now inside of 9 minutes. That'd be a coach's worst nightmare, right, to see an injury at this point in the game.
Definitely want to keep everyone safe. Want to keep the game, it's a playoff game, intense to a certain extent, but definitely want everyone to stay poised and finish the game on a strong note.
And again, they'll have tomorrow off, Friday off, and then right back to game action on Saturday with the semifinals. And then, of course, Tuesday's championship is when the season comes to an end. It's a short season, right? Just 7 weeks in the regular season and then less than 2 weeks in the postseason. It's the shortest of the 3 seasons, fall, winter, and spring. Of course, at the NCAA level, it's a lot different.
Very different.
In your opinion, is the high school season too short, or is it just right?
I think it's short, but it's nice in its own way. Like we were saying earlier about scouting, I think at the high school level, you don't do a lot of scouting, so you don't need as much time to prepare. I think more time between games would be nice, definitely from a coaching standpoint. But I think they do a great job of going to the next game, and kind of the game experience is when you learn how your team's doing. So having those games two a week makes your team stronger in the end.
And how about the off season? Obviously, the protocols are different. The regiment is a little different. I'd imagine a little more intense at the NCAA level. But the theme, based on the coaches we've talked to, is that even at the high school level now, some of the out-of-season activities, the team building activities are more involved than ever here in 2022.
Definitely. And I think individually these players, a lot of these girls, they're not just playing in the spring. They're playing for club in the fall, working in the winter, in the summer, especially those who want to play at the next level and get recruited. So maybe not with your high school team, it's not throughout the whole year, but individually, and many of them will end up playing on those club teams together. So I think it's definitely all your commitment to get to that next level and become the best player you want to be.
Now, when did you start?
I started playing lacrosse 3rd grade. And as soon as the New Hampshire Tomahawks made their girls program, started playing club lacrosse.
Which was 2015?
Yeah, I
14?
think
16?
might have been in 5th or 6th grade around
somewhere in there,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And obviously they've helped you and so many others, right, take your game to the next level.
Definitely.
And how did the choice of Georgetown come about? Because, of course, all that was kind of in the mix of the COVID-19 situation, or just before?
Just before. My junior fall is when I committed to Georgetown, and I definitely wanted to use lacrosse to push myself to get into a better school academically. And Coach Ricky Freed coached USA team for a couple years. He's a great guy. I knew I would be in good hands there, and it's a great program.
So you had committed before the shutdown?
Yes.
So in that sense, at least, it worked out for you.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Meanwhile, we get a goal here. Souhegan going to come out of the timeout and rebuild their largest lead. Now a 9-goal gap at 14-5. The execution, pretty good, to say the least, there out of the timeout for Coach Sabordoni. We see the feed from Kennedy. Again, Kretzinger is putting together a monster second half. All 4 of her goals have come since halftime. Stevenson, who's on the screen now, scored 4 prior to halftime for Souhegan. So it's been that 1-2 pick your poison, kind of 1-2 punch for the 2 Souhegan seniors here this afternoon.
Definitely, and Kennedy coming up huge with those assists, always having her head up. She's been doing a phenomenal job completing those passes.
So with 8.5 now to go, second half, 14-5, the largest lead for the home team is rebuilt. And there's Kretzinger again on the ground ball. He's played an excellent game on the wing on the draw circle. Looks middle for Stevenson. Stevenson to her right. Trying to slip past the defender Dubois. Looks middle. Finds the cutter limb. Knocked down by Walsh. Good save. Back out Kretzinger on the wing. Thought about it. They'll reverse it instead. Clock down to 8 minutes. Meanwhile, we're back to even strength. As the penalty killed off the freshman Marin Lowell, able to rejoin her teammates defensively just in time to force, well, nearly force, I should say, a turnover there down by the goal, but another good play by Souhegan to keep it at this end. And we'll play on here on this side of the 50 as we approach 7 minutes to go in regulation. Kennedy, shot, and score. Well, it looked like Walsh made the save. Goaltender just kind of hung frozen there for a moment, realized the ball was not in her stick as we get another look. Kennedy, a strong move to her right. Got another goal. That is her third? Yes, her third. First of the second half. And now the third different Sabre to score at least 3 here in this one. Now 15-5 inside of 7 minutes, which means we've got ourselves a running clock here. 10 goals being the difference, triggering that automatic running clock here for what could be the rest of the way, unless South is able to climb back within single digits. Again, a balanced approach here. Souhegan, if they can hang on, they're going to win 10 of 11 going into the semifinals. And barring an upset, they'll be joined by usual suspects, Bedford, BG, and Pinkerton. And well, when you look, Lauren, on paper, you've got one team at 15-1-1, one at 14-2, one at 13-3, and one at 12-4. You could arguably make a case probably for all 4 of those teams, right?
Definitely, and I think in the Final Four, it's who shows up for those games, not coming in too confident, not kind of like getting excited. But, yeah, those Big Four have always been the Big Four in New Hampshire, and it's very exciting to see who will pull away.
Yeah, you're right. It's been really those 4. When you take a look at the history of the Division I championship game over the last decade, you're going to find some combination of those 4, but just a testament, I think, to those 4 programs, that they can come in year in year out and rack up double-digit wins in the regular season, avoid the first round or the quarterfinal loss, which can be hard to do in its own right.
Yep, definitely. You also have teams like Exeter, now South. Give a lot of credit to them as a program for having a great record this year and playing so hard. It's very exciting to see these younger players kind of come into their own and make them a big name.
Yeah, Dover as well, right? And
yep.
Team that looks like is going to come up short against your alumni today, but either way, a successful season, double-digit wins. They get a playoff berth. And, of course, next year Division I is going to welcome Portsmouth to the party. They've dominated D2 for the last handful of years and are the odds-on favorite again this year, but to bring them into that D1 mix next year is just going to make the division all the better, right?
Definitely. I think it'll give these 4 teams a run for their money. They've been so successful in Division II and have a lot of great players as well, like I said before, that are putting in so much work in the off-season to get to that level for their program.
Here's Caitlin West. Good wraparound shot. That's going to be her second goal. Had one back before halftime. West able to light the lamp with just over 4 minutes remaining. That's going to stop the clock as it brings it back to a 9-goal gap at 15-6. Good strong take, and there's that bouncer. Looks like went through the 5-hole of Hargreaves.
West has done a great job this game of continuing to challenge around the crease as well as look up for those feeds for her teammates.
Benzekri has led the way for South with 3 of the 6 goals. 2 now by West, and 1 earlier in the second half by Morgan Uzdanovich. Again, for Souhegan, it was Stevenson with 4 goals in the first half, Kretzinger with 4 in the second half, sprinkling 3 from Kennedy. And there's 11 of the 15 right there. A couple for Highmark, the freshman. Lila Kimball punched her ticket back in the first half, and Madeline Lim has scored as well. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Souhegan trying to put the finishing touches on what's looking more and more like a quarterfinal victory. Good job in their own end on the clear. Kennedy looking middle. Lim having trouble locating it. Finally able to pull it back in the stick and draw it to the far side. And now Kretzinger is going to swing it near side for Kennedy. At this point in the year at practice, what does that scene look like? What are these head coaches going to be working on heading into the Final Four? Do you kind of lay low a little bit, emphasize more rest with the players? Are you crunching the playbook? I mean, what's the approach, do you think, for Coach Sabordoni and the others moving into the weekend?
I think it's definitely reflecting back on your season and understanding what's been successful for you, what plays have worked, how your defense has shown up against these other teams. Being able to have those games to now look back on going into the Final Four is definitely a huge advantage and something that they should take advantage of. And then again, just getting your players ready, getting them relaxed, getting them confident and ready for these next couple games.
Here's Kimball in the middle. Now some space to work with, it looked like, out in front of the cage. Pass on the money, and Kimball goes low for her second goal. Souhegan pushes it back to a 10-goal difference. It's 16-6, and that clock continues to run now, ticking down towards 2 minutes. Well, I think Coach Sabordoni wants her girls to continue to execute, right? No matter how much time is left, the idea seems to be, let's go ahead and get better, right?
Yeah.
Play by play.
Yep, definitely Kennedy again with that assist has been unstoppable on that side, getting her hands free, and I think South just needs to give her a little more pressure there.
So Kimball second. 16-6 now inside of 2 minutes. Meanwhile, South wants a quick answer. The freshman coming downhill. This is Lowell with a spin move. And heads up. It looked like 2 Souhegan defenders colliding just out in front of the cage.
It's great to see a freshman with that much confidence come down the field, ready to shoot, ready to go. Great spin move and sets herself up for that 8-meter.
Lowell, the freshman, has played well. Tried to go upstairs and paid the price. Shot flies over the crossbar. The player flies to the ground. And they're going to get this thing back out in front and a redo on the way for Lowell. Lowell down the middle this time, able to beat Hargreaves upstairs. So Marin Lowell certainly holding her own amongst some of the big dogs, so to speak. The freshman gets her name in the scorer's book. And Nashua South going to go down swinging here with just over a minute to go. It's now 16-7. And as we talked about, Lowell, a member of the next wave for Coach McIntyre, right? We talked about Benzekri and the sophomores, Lowell, and a few of the other freshmen who have played well today. Certainly kind of punctuating a good season at 13-5, but they're going to be really the torch bearers, so to speak, with the program moving forward, right?
Yes, definitely. It's very exciting, although it'll be unfortunate to reflect back on this loss, to get excited for what's to come these upcoming seasons for these young players.
Souhegan off the draw. Now on a mission to kill the clock. Down to 45 seconds. And the Sabres seemingly in no hurry. Pass here. South going to take it away. Good job. That's Reeder. Able to stick her nose in a crowd and come up with the ball for South as we hit 30 seconds to go. Now Dubois on the clear, going to trot along the far sideline, look up ahead. This is Dowd. Dowd with the step. Stevenson riding her along the sideline. Extends the stick. Draws a whistle. Quick restart. South keeps going. 15 seconds. Purple Panthers looking for one more here. And they'll get it. Shot and score. It's Kylie Daw, the senior, trying to go out on a high note, getting a rowdy round of applause from some of the South Pans who made the trip down Route 101A.
It's great to see a senior keep pushing in those last couple seconds of her high school career, finishing on a good note, getting that goal in.
Just 8 seconds. 16-8. Making it look a little more respectable on the scoreboard here. But make no mistake, this has been South's game, or Souhegan's game, really from the get-go. Led 10-3 at halftime, extended that lead to as many as 10 in the second half, and they look like going to hold on to a 16-8 final. This one is going to roll. Dowd still in the hunt for it, and that will do it. The Souhegan Sabres are going back to the Final Four. They've now won 9 of their last 10. No, 10 of their last 11. After a 16-8 victory today over Nashua South, a complete game as the attack looked good, the defense, the goaltending, no penalties, no cards for this Souhegan team. And again, they carve out an early advantage in the draw circle, and that ends up going a long way. 16-8 is the final, and I'd imagine a lot for Coach Sabordoni to be happy about, right?
Definitely. I think Souhegan did all the little things today. Great on the 50-50 balls, like we talked about in the beginning. Possession was huge this game and completely executed on both sides of the field.
All right. We'll take a break. Come back in about 3 minutes or so. Get you a full recap. Got an update, hopefully, on that Pinkerton-Dover battle, and get you some final numbers as well. We'll take a look at the upcoming broadcast schedule on the other side, too. So a lot to get to here. Post-game on the way. Souhegan a winner over Nashua South. You are watching the 2022 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.NHTomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Are you thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the time, given that spring is here, the market is hot, and interest rates remain at all-time lows. It's time to call Roger Howe, a licensed professional realtor with the Bean Group. Not sure what your home is worth? Roger will provide a market analysis for you at no charge. With 12 years experience in residential, commercial, leasing, and investment properties, Roger knows your local market. So contact Roger Howe of the Bean Group today.
At Dead River Company, the work we do is about more than just filling up tanks. It's about the everyday moments in your home. We're here to fix your heating equipment, so you have heat and hot water for moments like this. We brave the elements, so you're always safe and warm. Anytime, day or night. Because it's moments like this that we do everything we do.
Dead River Company, it's not your job to worry about the heat. It's ours.
Become a customer today, and we'll be there for the moments that matter to you.
Well, we got a 16-8 final. Souhegan a winner over Nashua South here in the quarterfinal round. The semifinals next up for the Sabres. On Saturday, they'll take on top-seeded Bishop Girton. Nick Anastas, Lauren Lasaskis here with you. A good one to call. Souhegan, winners of 9 of 10 to close out the regular season. They come in at 12-4, the number 4 seed in this 8-team Division I tournament. L. Stevenson, 6 minutes in, got the party started. Big first half for the senior. Souhegan scored the first 3 goals. And McKennedy, and then a second from Stevenson, made it 3-0 before South was able to get on the board finally. At about the midway point of that first half, Ella Benzekri, who played outstanding lacrosse today for Nashua South, the sophomore, made it 3-1. But that's when South really, I thought, Lauren, came up with the key run of the game. They scored 4 in a row at that point, including 3 over the next minute. Natalie Highmark, Lila Kimball, Stevenson's third, made it 6-1. Kennedy's second made it 7-1. That was inside of 10 minutes, and that's when Coach McIntyre called a timeout for Nashua South. It seemed to work as Caitlin West responded shortly out of that timeout with a goal to make it 7-2. And, well, that was, unfortunately for South, as close as they would come. Stevenson's fourth at the 6-minute mark made it 8-2. And then Ben Zekri on a free position shot made it 8-3. Souhegan would score 2 more before halftime to close it out on a high note, both within the final 2 minutes. Highmark second, Madeline Limbs first with 5 seconds on a free position shot. Made it 10-3, and that's where we were at halftime. Second half, more of the same for the home team. Senior Mackenzie Kretzinger came alive. 2 straight to make it 12-3. Another from Ben Zekri, her third. Gave South a little bit of hope, but starting to mount at that point. 12-4. Another one for Kretzinger at about the 10-minute mark into the second half. Made it 13-4. Kretzinger with a hat trick at that point. Morgan Uzdanovich showing a flash there for Nashua South, made it 13-5, and then Kretzinger and Kennedy again pushed it up to a 10-goal difference at 15-5. That triggered the running clock. South got another from West, made it 15-6. Kimball, who played well, scored at the 2-minute mark for Souhegan to push it back up to 10 at 16-6, and then South going down swinging, scored 2 in the final minute plus. One from the freshman Maureen Lowell, another from the senior Kylie Daw. And that's where we end up. 16-8 is the final score as Souhegan goes to another Final Four, and really a dominant 50-minute performance, right? They did a lot of good things across the board in this one.
Definitely. I think, like I said before, what's key in these playoff games is stacking plays on top of each other, and they did all the little things, possession, the ground balls, big steps on defense, and just coming up with those great plays on offense. They really came into their own. You had Kennedy making lots of assists on the side and all of her teammates finishing for her on those. It was great to see.
Your girls, they won today, right? Pinkerton. What was
Yep.
the final there?
17-2.
17-2 over Dover. So they're back in the Final Four and most likely will play Bedford. We assume the Bulldogs, who are heavily favored, won today in the quarterfinals. So it's a traditional Final Four on the girls' side in Division I with BG, Bedford, Souhegan, and Pinkerton in the semifinals, which come your way Saturday from Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter. And, unfortunately, we will not be on the scene on Saturday to cover those games. We will, however, bring you the Division I championship game on Tuesday night in conjunction with the NFHS network. So as far as we go here at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, we're back on the boys' side tomorrow. Timberlane hosting Hollis Brookline, 5 o'clock. That's first round action in Division II. And then Saturday, a Division I doubleheader on the boys' side, beginning at 11 a.m. in Nashua. Pinkerton at Nashua South, followed by a 3:30 affair between Bedford and BG. So a D1 quarterfinal doubleheader on the boys' side coming your way on Saturday. And, of course, our Sunday show returns this week. FNL Lacrosse, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. We'll be back at 9 a.m. Guests TBA. A lot of those guests are going to depend on the results coming up between now and then. So a busy week for us at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, and another busy day in the books, here in Amherst as Souhegan wins it 16-8. Lauren, your final thoughts on what we saw here today?
I think both teams throughout the game played as hard as they could. There was not a moment when South kind of didn't believe that they could still make it out, and I think that's very impressive, and it's kind of shows the coaching that they have on their squad, and same for Souhegan, going 100% the whole time, fighting throughout the game, and it's really great to see Souhegan come into their own, emphasize on their strengths, and they'll be ready to tighten up those little mistakes for the Final Four.
Absolutely. All right, want to thank a few people here. Kelly and her crew here at Souhegan High, we appreciate them getting us all set up. Of course, the men doing the heavy lifting, our dual videographers, John Barron and Craig Incardoni. Another fabulous job behind the lens by those two guys. Of course, the man behind the curtain, back in the Beals Insurance Studios, our director, Ben Beals, putting it all together. And, of course, the unseen hand, the big man in the big chair, executive producer, Steve Beals. For my new friend, Lauren Lazoskis, great job. You survived the baptism by fire and survived with flying colors. We appreciate you bailing us out. My name, of course, is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time, Souhegan 16, Nashua South 8. This has been a presentation of the 2022 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.